Hello everyone, welcome to the Minecraft Let's Play episode 47. And yeah, this is a little quick disclaimer to let you guys know this video I kind of touch on a topic I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, and that is fighting and kind of my whole mindset around fighting and just violence and fighting sports, and I share kind of my whole attitude towards people who, whether they talk shit or they can't fight and try to claim they can, just all kinds of things like that. And I do get that not everyone's into that sort of thing, and that's why I'm making this disclaimer, because I don't want to come off like an asshole. I mean, I am one. I'm a really big asshole, but but I don't want to come off that way. So this is, like I said, just a little disclaimer to let you guys know kind of what I hit on this video, just to kind of put it in the proper context so you can understand that I'm not crazy. And you can think that if you want to. I don't give a shit. But this is just kind of outline why I'm talking about the things I do in this video. And yeah, so I will and just like I've done this before, and just for any future video where I think people may disagree, I'm going to put these disclaimers to kind of let you guys know what the topics of this video are going to be. So if you don't agree with me, especially if it becomes very political, although this really isn't a political thing whatsoever, I understand some people don't think violence is okay at any time, and but some people do. Some people can relate, and yeah, so this is just a little disclaimer, and like I said, for any videos, especially if they're political, I will put a disclaimer before the video to kind of let guys know what the topic of the video will be. So if you disagree and you don't necessarily want to watch it and or listen to my opinions, you don't have to watch it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and yeah, see you guys later. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play episode 47, I think, maybe. Yeah, I have been doing work, so don't think this is another episode where I haven't done anything. But partially, it's been me learning about the new update. And for one, since I am on the new snapshots, which I discovered right at the end of last episode, the villager breeding is different. So this breeding cell I have up here now is 100% useless. Well, maybe not 100%, because they still technically need doors to breed, but there's this new factor in breeding called the willingness to breed, I think, and you have to trade with them for that to happen. What happened to my, why is there only one? What happened to the rest of them? There was 3 in here. What happened to the rest of them? What the fuck? Why is it only you, guy? Why is it only you? There can't be only one. I mean, there's him up here, but that's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, whatever. Either way, you trade with them. They're like, oh man, I'm all excited. I just made a sale. I want me some hot lovin'. And then they find another villager that also wants some hot lovin', and they get things done. That's as far as I know. I have no idea, the super details about it. I'm not that educated on it, but that's as far as I understand. Now, I will show you guys the work I've been doing, because I have been doing work. Just recently here, I was trying to organize all my chests, and I eventually gave up because when I started getting to like the really just, miscellaneous items, I was just like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. And I'm recording this on Wednesday, by the way, and I'm only going to do Witcher and this today, and I'm hoping I'll get time again to record before Sunday so I can have Venturesome Craft. But if there isn't, I will try to have one out as soon as possible. So yeah, that's just a little head note. So yeah, as I started working on the farms down here, I really didn't get much done, but I mean, this took so long. Like, it really took a lot longer than I thought it would. I'm gonna have to dedicate this weekend as well to doing this too. So yeah, I worked on this, and I only did 2 farms, but I don't remember how, like, I did a video once where I dug out these parts, and I don't think I ever uploaded it because I decided not to because it was kind of crappy and it was more just a filler episode. But I remember I talked about how what I was gonna do with here, and I dug out these little paths. Like, okay, well, we'll mark this off by 16 by 16 or whatever. We'll do that, and I didn't really knew what we were gonna do. So yeah, I just kind of was like, whatever. I'll take the current measurements I had and do what I think of now, which I'm gonna say this isn't probably the most efficient thing that you could do, but I like it. It looks cool. It gives me plenty of what I need. If you don't like it, you can suck on my penis. Just saying. Yeah, I gotta fill that in, and I gotta take that up top. I'm not done down here though. I'm gonna be doing a lot more down here this weekend. We're not gonna be working down here, but we are gonna work a little bit today. For a minute here. I needed to grow these potatoes so I could have enough to fill up the entire farm, and it appears that they have grown, so I will harvest them accordingly. So yeah, I mean, this is not the most efficient. I'm gonna say that right now, but it works. Or hell, it might be the most efficient. I don't know. I don't know any current designs. I came up with, well, I didn't come up. I've seen people do stuff kind of like this, and in one of my old worlds, I did the same thing, but I had 4 rows, and it went up 4 high. So I got a stack and each block was 4 by 4, so I got a stack of 64 from each one, so I got 4 stacks of 64. So that was cool. For as far as wheat goes, potatoes and stuff, it's obviously more, but yeah, that's what that was. And I just kind of decided to do it again here. I don't know where I got the inspiration from. I'm pretty sure someone had something similar, and then I kind of just made my own from it. I don't think I directly copied anybody. I could have, though. I don't really remember, honestly. So that's a thing. And this series especially, I'm recording this first before I record The Witcher, because The Witcher's a lot easier to go through. And The Witcher, I actually talk about the game. There's no other topics. I kind of consider my Minecraft right now as kind of the place to discuss things. And one of them I want to talk about, and I've talked with Poldu and the guys on the server about fighting and stuff. And lately, I've just been on this real thing where it's like, you know what? I'm going to start, being more true to how I would act in real life. Now, that's not to say I put on some sort of fake persona for YouTube. No, that's not the case. But on YouTube, I might not necessarily act in a certain way. It's like you wouldn't act, well, even though this isn't a job, it's a hobby. For me, at least. Maybe not always. But but yeah, you act a certain way at work, and you act a certain way at home. That doesn't necessarily mean you're fake or anything like that. You just, there's professionalism. You're trying to, appeal to a certain audience. And this is a Minecraft channel for the most part, and I know a lot of little kids watch Minecraft. A majority of my subscribers, as far as I know, I don't have no clue what their ages are. I'm assuming they're around the same age as me. Some may be younger, some may be older. For the most part, I have no clue. But so I'm still gonna stick to that. But fighting is the thing I talked to Poldu and them about. In real life, I'm a very, I don't know, I don't want to say violent person, but I'll put it the way Woody's Gamertag says it, and I'm a fan of Woody's Gamertag. This is one of the things me and him have in common, and part of the reason why I like his channel. And he kind of has this opinion that violence can solve problems. there's the complete pacifist, the people who say, violence never solves anything. I'm one of those people who believe that, somebody is doing something wrong, and once they get their ass beat, then they learn, hey, maybe I shouldn't act that way, or hey, maybe I shouldn't do that. Let's take, for example, I'll put celebrities into light. Let's take someone like Justin Bieber and the way he acts, spitting on fans and acting like a dickhead to reporters and just doing dumb shit, thinking he's, all that. He's the kind of person that, in my opinion, needs his ass beat. I personally am a fan of his new music. I will say that. His new music is fucking awesome. Not all of his songs. He's got a few songs that are really good. Like the Confident song with Chance the Rapper. That's a good song. Really, shit, that's the only one really, that's the only one I care for. But either way, it doesn't matter. I'm not a complete hater of the dude, but the way he acts is definitely kind of ridiculous. So, losing my train of thought here. Man, my mouth is dry as shit. I gotta get some drink. But I think if he were to get the shit beat out of him one time for acting the way he does, like let's say he does, he mouths off to a reporter one day because he don't like how the reporter's acting, and maybe he starts threatening to beat the reporter's ass, and then let's see that reporter jumps through his security and beats the fuck out of him and his security. Then that's going to be the day when he realizes, hey, maybe I shouldn't talk shit. And that's kind of the whole mentality that I have in a nutshell. I don't like people who run their mouth too much, and especially it's when I'm outside of school, it's not a big deal, but especially at school, it really makes me this way. And considering it, it's halfway through the year, this is how I'm gonna act. Oh, well, that was convenient that he was right there. Okay. Well, we're gonna do some trading with him and try to get some stuff. So we need some either coal or emeralds, and we need some leather, I guess. So let's go see if we have a looting sword. Kill some cows and breed some cows. And get some coal too. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the whole thing. And I was talking with them, and I myself, on top of me having that kind of mentality, I'm one of those people. I'm kind of stealing what Woody Gamertag said in a podcast once. I'm happy to be that person to dish out that ass whooping that will do a public service to everyone, because that person won't act like that anymore. And and I'm not trying to claim I'm some sort of badass, I'm not, definitely. But I do think that it's beneficial. And I've started videos before where I start talking about fight stories and stuff, but I think I kind of come off as a douchebag, and I want to talk about it. I really do. And I don't really have friends who understand it that much. I have a friend, Dakota, who really understands it. My friend Jonathan partially understands it, I guess. It's, I don't know, it's just like this urge to, what, fuck these people. I wish these, people that you see at school every day running their mouth, would say that type of shit to me. Like, that's the kind of shit that I daydream about. Cause, oh man, I would fucking stab them in the, I wouldn't stab them. I'm not for stabbing. But, just beating the shit. Somebody, everyone needs a good ass whooping every now and then. And, like I said, I'm one of those people that I believe, every once in a while somebody needs an ass whooping. And I have no issues handing one out. Unfortunately, nobody at my school really talks shit to me. I've had it happen before. And that's part of what I want to talk about this episode, because I wanted to share those stories, but there was really no proper way to introduce it and my kind of mindset. Now, if you don't agree with me, then don't agree with me. I don't care. But this is kind of me. I'm not saying, let's, beat somebody into a bloody pulp and just attack people and bully. No, that's completely different. I I think people who bully are fucking assholes, and they deserve to get the shit kicked out of them, because, that other person may not, believe in either A, fighting, or they might not know how to defend themselves, etc. It's all a big, I don't know, conundrum of of people needing their ass beat. And yeah, that's just kind of something I wanted to talk about. I personally, I can box. I wouldn't say I'm an amazing boxer. I'm pretty good. Like I'm pretty efficient. I'm tall. I got a long reach. I'm good at it. For my size, I'm pretty quick. And after high school, I want to do some sort of other type of fighting sport. I want to do, Muay Thai is like on the top of my list. Some sort of generic MMA class probably is next. The only problem I have with that is I really don't want to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because I'm not a fan of grappling at all whatsoever. Any of you who know anything about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I am not a fan of fucking dudes. And I mean, that's... I hate it when you talk about mixed martial arts, because when you say mixed martial arts, that's what most people are talking about. They're talking about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's pretty much what the UFC consists of. It consists of boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and maybe some judo or something. Some other weird thing that one person might be good at. Where's all my wheat, by the way? I'm running my mouth here, but where the fuck is all my wheat? I don't see it. And that's kind of what I was talking about, the professionalism thing. I've always kind of felt like if I talk about it, people are going to be like, wow, this dude's a douchebag. But, I don't really think I'm a douchebag. I actually talked with, at the time I'm recording this, I talked with Poldu and them last night about fighting and stuff. And yeah, I don't know, man. At my school especially, I'll talk about, some of the people that really make me have this mentality. It's the people that do weight training and they think they're badasses and that they can fight just because they have muscles. I laugh at those people. Like, I'm a pretty big guy. I'm a little overweight. I'm definitely not, fucking like ripped or nothing. I'm a little overweight, but I know how to box, and anybody who just does weight training and has muscles, I would fuck them up if they don't know any sort of fighting skill. That's just a given. That is a 100% guaranteed. I will beat their ass. Like, there's hands down, that's what will happen. And the reason I say that is because, there's this too often, especially at my school. I've seen it happen. There was a kid who I wanted to fight. And not because, first of all, he was just a shit talker. That's what he was. And that pissed me off. So I told him, fucking fight me. Like, do something so that do something so that I can claim self-defense. And then I'll beat the fuck out of you. Like, that's all I want you to do. I want you to do one thing so I can claim self-defense, and then I have the right to kick the shit out of you. And he's shorter than me too. And he wasn't even that muscular, but he was in weight training. He's like, dude, I'd kick the shit out of you. I'm in weight training. I'm like, motherfucker, that's not a goddamn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. I'm like, that's not a fucking, you're not taking Krav Maga, you stupid motherfucker. Like I don't give a shit how many muscles you have. I will fuck you up. Like, and that's one of the big things I hate about about people who do that and kind of give me that mentality, because these people think they're fucking badasses, and they're not. Okay, they're not. I've seen it way too often. I said I relate to my friend Dakota on this, and this is a good example. This dude who was athletic, and my friend Dakota, he's not athletic, but he's, if you look at him, you're like, oh, he's a little chubby. You wouldn't say he's like ripped or nothing. He's in decent shape, you know, and he was in worse shape before he started fighting. Actually doing training, taking MMA up in Athens, because I live in Georgia, and that's around the area we live in. I live around northeast Georgia. I'm not going to tell you exactly where, but you know, I can reach Athens, and that's where most people train. If they do some sort of MMA or boxing or something like that. There's a boxing gym in my town, but you know, if you're doing something more than boxing, you probably go to Athens or Atlanta if you're closer. So yeah, and I don't know why my sinuses are drying out right now. My mouth's really dry. I need to go get something to drink. But he got in a fight with this kid last year who was taller than him. If you looked at him, you know, just them side by side, and you had no clue about them before at all, you would think, oh, this guy's gonna win the fight. Like, he's taller, you know, he's got a longer reach. He looks more, you know, cut, as in, you know, athletic and just, you know, muscular, but you know what I'm talking about, like that kind of athletic, you know, cut look that people have. That's kind of what this kid had going on. And he got in a fight with my friend Dakota, and my friend Dakota fucked him up. I mean, like, literally, he beat his ass. And it's because my friend Dakota knows how to fight, and that's just one of the big things too. I mean, this kid was so much taller than him. I mean, not that much taller than him, but a decent size taller than him. You know, he looked to be in better shape, and and my friend Dakota beat his ass. I mean, he was fucking him up, like literally, because I physically didn't see the fight, but I had a bunch of people tell me about it, and then once I finally got to speak to Dakota about it, he was telling me, and basically, I'll run out what happened in the fight. You know, it starts out because him and his girlfriend are outside after school, whatever. People are throwing a football around the parking lot. It hits his girlfriend's car. His girlfriend goes ape shit on this guy, starts yelling at him like, "Why the fuck are you throwing a car?" You know, throwing a football at this black guy or whatever, starts going ape shit at him and his friend or whatever. You know, and obviously my friend Dakota, he's with his girlfriend standing there just letting her yell at this dude. He doesn't give a shit. He's not really involved. He's just kind of there. And from what he told me, this dude was, you know, the other one throwing the football. And so this black guy, you know, he's telling him like, "Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean, you know." And I'm blanking right now. But I'm pretty sure the white guy that my friend Dakota beat the shit out of, he started talking shit or something, and he was looking at Dakota like, "What the fuck are you gonna do?" or something like that. Just running his mouth. Those are usually the people that I have a problem with. The people who run their mouth, and the people who talk the most usually get the shit beat out of them. And so my friend Dakota was pissed at that point, you know, pretty much telling him he's a bitch, you know, just shit talking back and forth. That's what's going on. And and this other kid, who my friend Dakota, you know, did MMA with and stuff, he was pretty much agging on the fight, saying, "Oh, I bet you won't fight him, you fucking pussy," and all this other shit. So, you know, and my friend Dakota wasn't even gonna fight the kid. He was gonna leave. You know, he started walking away even, and then the kid pushed him because this other guy, you know, baited him into it, egged him on, and once he pushed my friend Dakota, you know. My friend Dakota, you know, I think from what Dakota said, let me break this down. I'll slow down a little bit, break it down for you guys. From what my friend Dakota said, the kid was saying, "Oh, you won't hook," all this shit. After he pushed him, my friend Dakota was standing there with his hands up, ready to fight, and he's like, "Oh, you won't hook, you won't hook," and then he hit him with the right hook, right in his fucking mouth, and then he tried to rush him, like anybody who doesn't know how to fight does. That's a thing that people who don't know how to fight do. They fucking rush you. They put their head in your gut and try to rush you and tackle you. And if you know anything about fighting, you're not going to go down. I mean, unless they hit you that hard and they're like on a football team and they hit you that fucking hard, depending on your size, it might be hard to take you off balance. Personally, I'm a pretty big dude, and anybody doing that to me are not going to take me down. Regardless to say, he didn't take my friend Dakota down, and once he got him like that, my friend Dakota pretty much, had his hands over the back of his neck and was kneeing this dude in his fucking mouth. And this dude's a redneck, so he's dipping the whole time and everything. And then my friend Dakota's kneeing him, and he's reaching down and hitting him in his mouth. and he's got like blood and dip all over his hands. And then the kid's like, "Stop so I can spit my dip out." He's like, "I'm not gonna fucking stop." So he continued to kick the shit out of that kid for a minute or two before I can't remember who broke them up, but somebody broke them up regardless. And yeah, so he basically that's what happened. And I have plenty of other stories. I talk about my friend Jonathan a lot. And Jonathan, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're getting a kick out of this. But Jonathan kicked the shit out of this one dude sophomore year that everybody hated. And it was pretty awesome because I wasn't there either, which pisses me off. I miss all the good fights. But everybody apparently, after start, everybody hated this kid that my friend Jonathan kicked the shit out of. And everybody started clapping because he was throwing his head through a table and shit multiple times. And so yeah, I mean, that's just kind of something I wanted to talk about is fighting, and kind of my whole viewpoint on it. So this is just more of a setup topic for me to say in the future, if I ever talk about fighting or if I ever get in a fight, then don't think I'm some sort of cocky asshole or sadistic asshole. I am pretty sadistic and an asshole, but that's not my intentions. I'm not trying to sound like some sort of badass. I'm not trying to portray a certain way. I'm just letting you guys know that I am a fan of fighting. I think violence does solve problems. And yeah, some people just need their ass beat. It's like when you were a little kid. Some people may not necessarily agree with hitting your kids. I don't agree with beating the dog shit out of your kids. But I think, spanking to a limit, obviously. Like I said, don't beat the dog shit out of your kids. Is, appropriate. Now, because that's what happened to me as a little kid. And I didn't act bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. As much as I hate to make that reference, pain serves as a memory. People won't, talk shit once they get their ass beat. And that's simply the case. And I don't know how long I've been recording. I'm going to go check, and I'm going to go get something to drink, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back, and it's been like 26 minutes. And I just realized I haven't done anything this episode besides talk about fighting and ramble and run around the village and do dumb shit. So yeah, I breeded the cows. I didn't get any leather because I didn't kill them. So I guess we'll do that next time. But I didn't mean to waste this episode. I really didn't. But definitely by episode 50, we should have everything done. Today's 47, right? So 48, 49, 50. Next Monday, we should be at level 50. Not next Monday, the Monday after next. We should be at episode 50, not level 50. We should be at episode 50. And be ready to move on. I don't know how much longer before 1.8 comes out. I'm hoping no, new blocks are added. Or anything like that. I doubt they'll add new blocks because they added a bunch of new ones. I'm sure it's a pain in the ass to come up with textures and stuff like that. So, yeah. That's, where's all the cows? I'm gonna let them breed up a few more times. I don't need to kill them right now anyway. Oh, and another cool thing you can do on the new patch, since we're already talking about it, is you can kind of speed up the process of the cows by giving them wheat. You right click on them and they will grow up faster. I don't know if you hold it down until they grow up or what. I really have no clue, but it's just a cool little new feature they have going. So yeah. But I'm going to put a disclaimer before this video to kind of summarize what I talked about. Because like I said, it's kind of just a professionalism thing, you know. You wouldn't talk about, you wouldn't talk about, you know, certain things at your job, although this isn't a job. You know, you wouldn't do, you know, at least right now. Hopefully it'll turn into a job in the future, then I won't have to do shit. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's I don't know, and I kind of felt like if I talked about it, you know, but it's been really irking me because, you know, it's halfway through the school year. I just want to graduate and be done with it, and you know, it's senior year. The amount of people talking shit are on the rise, and I can't guarantee I'm not gonna get in a fight because I want to. I want to. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Ever since my freshman year, the second semester of my freshman year, I have been wanting a motherfucker to start some shit. And I've had so many experiences where people look at me because, you know, I'm bigger, I'm overweight, and you know, they think I'm not gonna do anything because, you know, and I have glasses, so I look kind of nerdy, you know, but people think I'm not gonna do anything. And then, you know, as soon as I tell them, like, look, bitch, you know, I will fucking fight you. Fucking fight me. Like, instead of being a bitch and talking shit, why don't you do something? You have one of two options. You can either A, shut the fuck up, or B, fight me. That's your two options. Because if you don't shut the fuck up, regardless, you're gonna fight me. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are your two options. And I've had so many situations where I've had almost fights, and then when I tell that person, like, look, fucking fight me, like, why don't you just fucking fight me, they apologize. I've had that happen way too much, and it's mostly just, you know, the people at our schools are bitches, and I'm friends with all the people who can actually fight. You know, most of my friends who I know have done, like my friend Jonathan, he's done boxing. My friend Dakota, like I said, he's done MMA, which consists of, you know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai boxing, kickboxing, stuff like that. I'm trying to think. My friend Johnny, his brother Joey is more into the fighting than he is, but Johnny is just as equally a badass motherfucker, and fucking terrifyingly scary. And my friend Seth, he's into various illegal activities, and I've seen him threaten many a people, many a person, or not certain illegal activities, certain activities though. I don't know why I said illegal, because it's true, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's pretty funny to me, especially like you know, as like I'm a huge fan of boxing, and like I said, I can box. I've mentioned that 90 times now, but it's funny because I mean I've seen kids. One time, this kid who was talking shit to me, I told him, you know, like, I'll beat your ass, and he's like, dude, you don't even fight or something like that. I'm like, dude, I can box, motherfucker, and I will beat the shit out of you. He's like, I box too. But the thing is, I knew about him. I knew he didn't box because he was friends with my cousin. So I'm like, no, you don't. You know, my cousin told me you don't fucking fight because he beat the shit out of you. And then he, you know, he put his hands up like he was gonna box me or something. And I'm like, that's proof right there you don't box. Like, look at your fucking stance, dude. You're like standing just facing to me, no sort of stance whatsoever. Hands aren't guarding your face. If you threw a punch right now, I bet you 100% it'd be a haymaker. And that's another thing too. People who don't know how to fight, They just throw haymakers. That's all they do. And if you miss a haymaker, you're gonna fucking get knocked out. That's what's gonna happen, because you're gonna get fucking hit really fucking hard. And it's not hard to miss a haymaker, especially against somebody who knows what they're doing. Like I, like I myself, and yeah. So I don't know. I'm a huge fan of fighting sports. I'm a huge proponent of violence solves problems. Although putting it that way makes it sound very sadistic. So yeah, I'm just gonna quit talking, and hopefully you guys don't think I'm insane. I am, like I said, I'm gonna put a little disclaimer before the video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys Sunday, hopefully, if I get time to record. So yeah, see you guys later. Hello everyone. This is